From Upper Michigan's source, your TV6 First Look begins with breaking news coverage.
Right now, multiple crews are on the scene of a large building fire in Stevenson. This building is known as the old Solander building. The fire was reported about 2 hours ago. TV6 Escanaba Bureau reporter Barbara Bellinger is the first reporter on the scene. She joins us live now. Barbara, bring us up to speed.
Hi, Ben. Yeah, like you said, I'm in downtown Stevenson. What you see behind me is the Solander building, and it's going to be a total loss. I arrived on the scene at about 3:30, and we have video of different areas of the fire, if we can go to that. Dispatch first arrived at 12:20 Central, and they alerted through MABUS, the mutual aid box alarm system. And there's fire departments here from Wisconsin and Menominee, Dickinson, and Delta counties. I've got a truck coming up on me right here. But the building is a mixed commercial and tenant use. So there will be 7 people displaced from the 4 apartments located above the 2 businesses on the bottom level, Ben. I did learn that the fire started in the upper left corner in a tenant apartment. There aren't any injuries, and really right now most of the flames are gone. They're just working on keeping the fire contained to the one building, Ben.
Yeah, Barbara, could you paint a picture for those who don't know of where this exactly is located?
Yeah, sure, Ben. So it is at the cross section in downtown Stevenson of Railroad and Mill Streets. Now, they're saying no one should come down here because they have all these central streets blocked off, but people can get around on the exterior streets if they live back behind Solander. So I'm in downtown Stevenson at the corner of Railroad and Mill, live in Stevenson, Ben.
All right, thank you very much for all that information, Barbara. She'll have continuing coverage for you all night. Your TV6 Early News at 6 Eastern, 5 Central, and also the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app will keep you informed on breaking news in Upper Michigan. You can sign up for push alerts on the settings page of the app. Make sure your breaking news alerts are turned on to get the latest news updates from the TV6 newsroom. Also today, an Ishpeming man was hurt in a crash on US 41 near Teal Lake this morning. Around 8 o'clock, investigators say an eastbound vehicle lost control in slushy road conditions and veered into the westbound lane. The vehicle struck a pickup truck head-on, then went back in the eastbound lane and struck another vehicle. The driver of the vehicle that lost control was found at fault and will be cited. He was taken to UP Health System Marquette with several injuries. The Negaunee man driving the pickup truck received minor injuries. The former executive director for the Greater Ishpeming-Negaunee Area Chamber of Commerce is facing possible prison time. Samantha LaJeunesse faces 3 felonies, including 1 count of embezzlement by an agent or trustee of $20,000 or more and using a computer to commit a crime. Both have a maximum of 10 years in prison. She's also charged with illegal use or sale of a financial device, which can be up to 4 years in prison. The GINCC secretary says LaJeunesse was fired.
We are not in the process currently right now of hiring a new executive director. We're still looking at what our options might be, and we're not sure what those are at this time, but we are having a meeting next week to discuss that further.
Coming up on your TV6 Early News at 6/5 Central, TV6's Caden Minus takes a closer look at the investigation that led to LaJeunesse's arrest. At this hour, meteorologist Noel Navarro joins us. Roads still slippery out there, especially in some rural areas, some side streets. Talk about the snow, Noel.
We need all that treatment we could get from our road commissions there, Ben, but most of all, it's just some light snow. We got some going across the eastern end of the UP at this hour, and a new round. It's wintry showers, a mix over the Copper Country. We'll push over to the eastern UP where that swath of light snow overall is getting towards Whitefish Point and Sault Ste. Marie and St. Ignace. A live look at M28 at County Road 381 along that loose Chippewa County line. Road conditions good. It's light snow overall, but what we've got is a round of this wintry mix. It'll be icy, dicey roads, and it'll be breezy overnight as we deal with the system that's pushing this. We get into the morning hours of Thursday. Westerly winds going to sweep away that wintry mix. It's also going to bring in some warmth. Current temperatures across upper Michigan are above average, 30 degrees or higher. But fast forward to tomorrow afternoon, we're looking at 15, 16 degrees above the average. A nice little warm up. It even leads into the weekend, but it's going to get slippery Saturday, Sunday. More on this in your TV6 extended forecast in about 15 minutes. Ben?
All right, thank you very much, Noel. Developing now, there are reportedly a number of victims after a shooting at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas today. The Las Vegas Police Department says the suspect is dead. Based on emergency alerts, the violence started just before noon. The school reports shots were fired at the Student Union and a hall. Well, back in the UP, Negaunee is getting a head start in the 3rd annual Blood Battle. It's a competition between the cities of Negaunee and Ishpeming to see who can donate the most blood to the UP Regional Blood Center. Today, residents and students gathered at the Negaunee High School auditorium to donate. Members of the school's National Honor Society hosted the drive. Negaunee City Manager says he wants to remind donors this is a good cause.
We're using our rivalries between Negaunee and Ishpeming to try to get the community to come out and support blood drives throughout the whole community because blood is extremely important, especially when you're at your most vulnerable.
Ishpeming's blood drive will take place at Ishpeming High School on January 4th. This Saturday, you can find Santa Claus and the Grinch shopping at the Westwood Mall Christmas Market. This is the 3rd year of the Westwood Mall Christmas Market. There will be coffee and hot cocoa, candy makers, bakers, and many other small businesses and vendors. The Christmas Market event coordinator says this is a good opportunity for vendors and for those who still need to shop.
It's a great way to get out of the house and get something unique and special and handmade for the loved ones that you have in your family that you're still shopping for.
The Christmas market is from 10 in the morning to 6 in the evening at the Westwood Mall Saturday. Santa will be there from noon to 5 and the Grinch will be there from 3 to 5. Ooh, Santa and the Grinch crossing over there. Tonight, the Michigan DNR invites you to a meeting where they're going to address possible development of a state scenic site at Douglas Houghton Falls in Calumet. The meeting will run from 6:30 to 8:30 tonight at the Lake Linden Hubble High School auditorium. The DNR and UP engineers and Architects, Inc. will present conceptual designs. There will also be time for questions and answers at the meeting. In 2018, the DNR bought the site from a private landowner through a trust fund grant of $300,000. Douglas Houghton Falls is Michigan's tallest waterfall at 110 feet high. And we'll have more coverage on that meeting tonight on your TV6 Night Report at 10/9 Central. Coming up, we'll meet the Time Magazine Person of the Year. TV6's Molly Burt shows us in our first look at the web next. It's time for our first look at the web. TV6's Molly Birch is at the TV6 Digital Desk. Molly, what's trending today?
Well, Home Alone 2 fans can now recreate some of their favorite scenes from the iconic 90s film. The Plaza Hotel is offering a special package for guests who want to channel their inner Kevin McAllister in New York City. It all starts with a 4-hour private limousine ride around the Big Apple, where you will get to enjoy one of Kevin's favorite meals, a cheese pizza, and see filming locations from the movie, including the Empire State Building, Rockefeller Center, Central Park, Carnegie Hall, and Radio City Music Hall. Upon returning to your hotel room, you can make yourself comfy in your extra-large bed, Kevin style, and call room service for a 16-scoop sundae. The room also comes with one of those little refrigerators you have to open with a key. The price depends on the room, and you have to book directly with the hotel. If the deal is sold out for the holidays, don't worry. This Plaza Hotel Home Alone 2 special is going to be available year-round. Ben?
Keep the change, you filthy animal. What else is trending today, Molly?
Well, Taylor Swift's banner year continues. The pop superstar was named Time's 2023 Person of the Year. The magazine said this year the 33-year-old achieved a nuclear fusion, shooting art and commerce together to release an energy of historic force. Her Eras tour grossed $2.2 billion in North American ticket sales alone. It was StubHub's biggest tour in the website's history. Not only that, but Swift's concert film Taylor Swift: The Eras Tour raked in $96 million at the box office in the U.S. and Canada. And even the NFL used her stardom to attract audiences after her relationship with Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce went public. Swift is the first figure from the arts to be named Person of the Year, and she beat out 8 other finalists, including OpenAI's Sam Altman, the Hollywood Strikers' Barbie, and Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Back to you, Ben.
Cool way to celebrate her seismic impact. Thank you very much, Molly. Now your TV6 early news is at 6 Eastern, 5 Central time tonight. Cody Boyer and Grace Blair are here with a look ahead.
Thank you, Ben. Now coming up tonight on your TV6 early news, temporarily closed due to COVID. How an Upper Michigan Meals on Wheels program plans to get food to those who need it, despite a rise in employee illness.
Plus, the Keweenaw Mountain Lodge is working on becoming more accessible by changing its lighting. We visit the lodge to find out how it works and how the Dark Sky Project plays a role as well. That's all tonight on your TV6 Early News. Ben?
Thank you, Grace and Cody. Tonight on NBC Nightly News, an investigation into why federal law enforcement task force officials often aren't charged in shooting cases. Fulton County's Fonnie Willis is the rare district attorney who has charged officers after they've shot a suspect. She explains to NBC News correspondent Blaine Alexander about barriers she's experienced in her pursuit of justice.
And you find that you believe that people are being purposefully uncooperative, that you'll make a TUI request to get documents from the federal government, which is the procedure, and then they give you a document back and it's literally the entire page is redacted.
That's something that's happened to you.
That is an actual thing that has happened.
Tonight, why it's difficult and complicated to prosecute officers and agents with federal task forces. NBC Nightly News is tonight at 6:30 Eastern, right after your TV6 Early News. Coming up, one of the most important lessons parents can pass on to their kids is how to save. Next, tips to help you set them on the right path. Welcome back. Saving is not automatic. Studies show it's not in our nature. You have to learn it and practice it over and over. As consumer investigator Rachel DePompa found out in this Watching Your Wallet, teaching your kids to save may be the most important lesson they ever learn.
Experts say teach your child to pay themselves first. Have them set up a savings and checking account when you feel they are ready. And Sherry Dale, a financial coach with the Virginia Credit Union, says make savings automatic. That means make money for savings automatically come out of whatever income they might be getting.
Whether that's allowance or their first job, or perhaps it's even money from grandma or grandpa or a relative. But if they could just even pull 10%, 20% of whatever the gift money is, the income is, and automatically put that aside into some sort of savings account.
It's such a great and instant lesson, even if they put the extra money into a jar and not an actual account. Jerry says you can also teach them the concept of interest, whether that's through an actual savings account with a bank or credit union, or if that's you adding in interest to the money jar if it sits unspent for a month. Again, savings is a learned habit, and the earlier they start, the more ingrained it will be for them as they become an adult. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
Coming up, the latest on a late week warm-up. Meteorologist Noel Navarro is in next with your full forecast. Welcome back, Noel. You told us about the wet snow that was coming and certainly was not as pleasant as the fluffy snow.
No, I didn't like that sticky stuff, Ben. I mean, it'll take a good news out of it. Well, it kind of painted our leaves or our trees that have been stripped of leaves. But at this hour, there is a round of the mix coming. It's light in intensity. It's moving across the Copper Country at this hour. So we'll zoom around to Ontonagon County and then show you the live look. That's M64 where you see this light wintry precipitation flowing. Wintry precipitation meaning it could be wet snow, it could even be freezing rain and sleet, and then it could be freezing drizzle overnight. Here's a live look at the bridge. You know, the bridges freeze first and it's a little bit icy there, even with the light coating. I'm taking a look at the Ontonagon River. It's getting icy out there over in the river. And now as we look at your headlines, tonight it's a scattered mix sweeping west to east, leading to some icy spots. It's also breezy overnight And then once we get past that round, we're in for a bit of a warm stretch, Thursday to Friday, but even leading to early parts of the weekend before it gets slippery. There's rain and snow in the forecast this weekend, and we're going to shiver back to some December cold here in Upper Michigan to Sunday. We've got a system over northwestern Ontario, and it's brushing in and cascading, but just light overall precipitation across Upper Michigan for tonight, even some over in the southern ends of the region at this hour. We're going to look at this to continue. It'll start moving towards the east as we get into the evening hours, expecting the wintry precipitation to taper off later tonight out west, continuing over the central and east with some gusty winds southwest over 30 miles per hour at times. Into Wednesday early or late, into Thursday early is when we're looking at that precipitation overall to diminish out west. And as we get into Thursday morning, there's going to be some clouds, even some patchy freezing drizzle before we get some sunny breaks and that warm up to come Thursday afternoon. Snowfall forecast going to be light, especially over the eastern UP. Elsewhere, we're not looking at much of an impact, but it's going to be the ice forming up overnight. And that map did not show what I wanted to show it, but there could be some areas along the central and eastern counties where there's a light coating of ice. Mixed tapers out west with some temperatures dipping down to the 20-degree range. Western interior for the central, it'll be 20 to 30 degrees, the 30 degrees around the Great Lake shores. Mixed tapers late with areas of freezing drizzle. We get to the eastern UP where it continues on through the morning. That mix could lead to some areas of freezing drizzle with temperatures around the 30-degree range and southwest winds 25 miles per hour. Mostly sunny and warm over the western UP. 43 degrees, 50. I can't rule out an isolated 50 out there. I know the snow could reflect some of that solar energy, but I think there's some areas out west that could sneak to 50. 40s over the central, but for the eastern counties, mainly upper 30s to lower 40s because there's going to be some stubborn clouds of the forecast over the east. TV6 extended forecast. We talk about the mass coming in over the weekend, Ben. It's going to be a mixed Saturday, more of lake effect snow on Sunday, and there could be some moderate amounts there, 3 inches or more for some areas up in the northern half.
All right, we will keep an eye on that. Thank you very much, Noel. Kevin?
Thanks, Ben. Coming up in sports, Michigan Tech women's basketball opens GLIAC play tomorrow. They know what they need to do to have success, and the Red Wings stay hot last night. Find out how next in sports. Welcome back. I'm Kevin McNulty. Michigan Tech women's basketball hasn't played a home game in 2.5 weeks. That changes tomorrow when the Huskies host Saginaw Valley State to begin conference play. Now, Tech dropped 2 of their 3 on their recent road trip, and the team's 15.7 turnovers per game this season are a little too high for their liking. When asked for her keys to starting the GLIAC season on a high note, head coach Sam Clayton's answer was simple.
Taking care of the ball. They're going to pressure. They're probably going to press us the entire game. For sure, Saginaw will. I think Wayne will some. And that'll be in the full court and in the half court. Really, really athletic, not just guards. Their guards and their posts are really athletic, where they're going to get up into us. That means we can get high percentage shots. We'll get really good looks if we're able to take care of it and make good decisions.
We'll have highlights of tomorrow's home opener against the Cardinals on your TV6 Late News. And last night, the Red Wings were in Buffalo to take on the Sabres. And just 3.5 minutes in, puck sent over to Dylan Larkin. And what a shot from the Michigan native. Wings lead 1-0 early on. And then 5 minutes later, David Perron passed down low, loose puck, and boom, Robbie Fabry sends it in. What a start to the season for the former first-round pick. Jumping to the third period now, Detroit leading by 3 goals. Buffalo's Jeff Skinner crosses it to Casey Middlestad, who scores it to cut the deficit to 2. 8.5 minutes left now. Sabres on the power play, stalemate near the boards, but puck squirts out and Skinner backhands it in. It's 4-3, but the Wings defense and Alex Lyon in net come up huge in the final minutes. They add an empty netter and win it 5-3. Now, since getting back from Sweden, Ben, the Red Wings have won 6 of 7, so don't look now. They might be a threat in the East.
Oh boy, we'll keep an eye on it. And I like their Christmas colors too, red and white.
I agree,
right.
yeah.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Finally, on First Look. Google is taking a leap forward in the artificial intelligence race. Its new AI model Gemini is out today. The company says it goes further than other programs by accepting multimedia inputs. Google's AI chatbot Bard already has the Gemini upgrades. Gemini. That's the news for right now. Your TV6 Early News is less than 30 minutes away. Jeopardy is next.